So let us see the analysis of the resistance switching. Here, L is the inductance of the circuit, C is the capacitance, R is the resistance connected across the circuit breaker contacts, and the fault occurred here. E is the supply voltage. The current I enters is divided into two parts, IC, IR, where VC is the voltage across the capacitance. So the analysis of the resistance switching can be made to find out the critical value of the shunt resistance to obtain the complete damping of the transient oscillations. So the voltage equation is given by, we can apply this loop, KVL we can apply. So L di by dt plus 1 by C integral IC dt is equal to G, where I is equal to IC plus IR. So therefore, the above equation becomes L into I is equal to, we can write IC plus IR, d IC plus IR by dt plus, we can write 1 by C integral IC dt is the voltage across capacitance VC is equal to G, or we can write L into dic by dt plus L into dir by dt plus VC equal to G. We know that IC is equal to dq by dt, where Q is equal to C into VC. Therefore, we can write dic by dt is equal to d square CVC by dt square. If C is constant, you can take it out. C into d square VC by dt square. And dir by dt, we can write IR is equal to d into VC by R, because the voltage across the capacitance is equal to voltage across the resistance. So VC by R is the current in the resistance, that is equal to 1 by R into dVC by dt. Substituting these values in the main equation, we get LC into d square VC by dt square plus L by R into dVC by dt is plus VC. VC is equal to G. Taking Laplace transforms, you can get LC into S square into VC of S plus L by R into S into VC of S plus VC of S is equal to E if you take the constant for a transient period, E by S Laplace transform. Other terms are 0 as VC is equal to 0 at T is equal to 0. Therefore, LC into VC of S, if you take it as a common, S square plus 1 by RC into S plus 1 by LC is equal to E by S. You can write VC of S equal to E by LCS into S square plus 1 by RCS plus 1 by LC. So therefore, from this expression, for no transient oscillation, all the roots of the equation should be real. This characteristic equation should be real. So one root is already 0, which is the real. The roots of this equation to be real. So the quadratic equation whose b square minus 4ac should be greater than or equal to 0. So therefore, if you apply b square minus 4ac, it is 1 by rc, 1 by 2 rc square minus 1 by lc is greater than or equal to 0, or 1 by 4 r square c square is greater than or equal to 1 by lc. So if you simplify this expression, we will get r is less than or equal to 1 by 2 root L by C, so that there will be no oscillations. So we can observe here, this is a normal circuit without any resistance connection, that is R is infinity, is a restriking voltage, transient oscillations. So when R is less than 1 by 2 root L by C, you can see that there are no oscillations. If R is greater than 1 by 2 root L by C, you can see there are some oscillations. Therefore, R is less than or equal to 1 by 2 root L by C, there will be no transient oscillations. R is greater than 1 by 2 root L by C, there will be oscillations. If R is equal to 1 by 2 root L by C, it is known as critical resistance. That means it is a resistance below which there will be no transient oscillations. If the value of the resistance above this value, then there will be oscillations. The frequency of damped oscillations is given by 1 by 2 pi root L square root of 1 by LC minus 1 by 4c square r square. It is corresponding to as complex conjugate roots. So, to reduce the transient recovery voltage requires a considerably low value of the resistor. So, you need low value of the resistor so that most of the current is diverted through this resistance. At the same time, for voltage equalization, a resistor of relatively high ohmic value is required. There are two controversial things. One is to reduce the transient recovery voltage, that means restriking voltage, low value is required. For voltage equalization, high value is required. So it is often necessary to compromise and make one resistor do more than one of these jobs. So the value of the resistor at which the frequency of TRV becomes 0 is called critical damping resistance. In plain break oil circuit breaker, the post zero resistance of contact space is low. That means this post zero, after the breaker is open, this resistance is low. So therefore, there is no requirement of any parallel resistance, which is the low value of the resistance, to divert the arc current. So it is not necessary. However, resistance switching assists the circuit breaker in interrupting magnetizing current and capacitance. If you take the air blast circuit breaker, as I said, the post zero resistance is more. Therefore, this may result in severe voltage transients due to current chopping. Hence, resistance switching is adopted. So we can see, assuming ISC is equal to E by omega L, where L is equal to E by ISC into omega. So we can get an expression for R is equal to 1 by 2 root L by C, that is equal to 1 by 2 into root of, if you substitute L is equal to E by ISC into omega, it becomes square root of E by ISC into omega. So you can write K into square root of 1 by ISC. Hence, magnitude depends upon the fault current. What is the resistance value you're supposed to connect in parallel with the arc path? That depends upon the fault current. So as a conclusion of the resistance switching, we have seen during the current chopping, very high voltages appear across the circuit contacts, and these voltages may endanger the operation of the system. To reduce these voltages, resistance across the breaker contacts is connected. So what are the uses of the resistance switching? It reduces the rate of rise of restriking voltage and thus reduces duties of the breaker. It reduces the transient voltages during switching out inductive and capacitive loads. In a multi-break circuit breaker, they may be used to help to distribute the transient recovery voltage more uniformly across the several gaps. So let us see some problems on this resistance switching and current chopping. Here a problem in a 220 kV system, the reactance and capacitance up to the location of the circuit breaker, 8 ohms and 0.02 microfarads respectively. A resistance of 600 ohms is connected across the contacts of circuit breaker. Determine natural frequency of oscillations, damped frequency of oscillations, critical resistance which will give no transient oscillations, the value of the resistance which will give damped natural frequency of oscillation, 1/4 of natural frequency of oscillation. So from the given reactance value 8 ohms, we can calculate the inductance, which is XL by 2πf, 0.0254 henries. Natural frequency of oscillation is 1 by 2 pi root LC. If you substitute LC values, you will get 6.304 kilohertz. Frequency of damped oscillations is 1 by 2 pi square root of 1 by LC minus 1 by 4C square R square. If you substitute LC R values, 3.413 kilohertz. So critical resistance is given by 1 by 2 square root of L by C, which is 504.35 ohms. That means if the resistance value is less than this 504.35 ohms, then there will be no oscillations. If the resistance value is more than this value, there will be oscillations. The damped frequency of oscillations for 1/4 of the natural frequency of oscillation. That means 1/4 of the 6.304 kilohertz is 1576 hertz, the damped frequency of oscillations. Further, the resistance can be calculated using this expression as 520.8 ohms. So if you observe here, if the frequency of oscillations is less, the critical, that means the resistance required. If you see, for the damped frequency of oscillations of here, 1/4 of this value, here the resistance required is 520.8 ohms. A circuit breaker interrupts the magnetizing current of a 10 MVA transformer at 220 kV. The magnetizing current of the transformer is 5% of the full load current. Determine the maximum voltage which may appear across the gap of breaker when magnetizing current interrupted at 53% of its peak value. The stray capacitance is 2500 microfarads. The inductance is 30 henries. So the full load current of the transformer, first we calculate, that is 100 MVA divided by √3 into V. Magnetizing current is, they have given 5% of the full load current, that means 5 by 100 into 262.44, 34.44 amperes. So the current chopping occurs at, here they have given, magnetizing current is interrupted at 53% of its peak value. Therefore, 0.53 into √2 times of this value, therefore 25.83 amperes. Therefore, using this expression, we substitute L value, C value, I value, will get the prospective voltage is 2829 kilovolts. So let us see another problem. In a system of 132 kV, the line to ground capacitance, they have given the line to ground capacitance 0.01 microfarads and the inductance is 5 henries. Determine the voltage appearing across the pole of a circuit breaker if the magnetizing current of 5 amperes is interrupted. Determine also the value of the resistance to be used across the contacts to eliminate the restriking voltage. Here it is related to both current chopping and resistance switching, this problem. First, let us see what is the voltage. E is equal to I root L by C. Substitute I, they have given as 5 amperes. L, they have given 5 henries. And C, 0.01 microfarads. We substitute, we will get E. So that is 111.8 kilovolts. So in order to eliminate the transient critically, the value of the resistance across the breaker required is R is equal to 1/2 root M by C. So substitute LC values, the resistance required is 11.18 kiloohms. So using these formulas, we can do any problem in the resistance switching and current chopping. Thank you.